Yeah, this is just a brief comment on the video that you had just posted regarding a message to the shallow, prejudiced, judgmental, and superficial type of people. I was actually going through your video, and basically, I haven't exchanged really words, I would say, regarding your videos with you for quite a little bit. The last time we had actually the time to exchange words was through email, and of course, those emails didn't actually go so well. So I'll just leave it at that. But your latest video here is that you had a lot to say, and some of the things that you said, I agree with, and it was one thing that actually in particular that stood out to me in this video here that you said that kind of was a bit questionable. One thing about it is that it's good that you are now becoming a YouTube partner where you're able to post long videos or what have you, because you're able to sit down and really explain a lot more in detail about the things that that you consider to be of interest to the YouTube community. But you also have to understand that even though you are given that right to post videos that are past the 10-minute mark, you also have to be careful that you don't contradict a lot of things that you say at the beginning of your video when you're getting ready to kind of wrap things up at the end of your video. One thing that you said, as a little sub caption on your videos when you did this one was take heed. And I actually want to extend that message to you, is that you have to take heed to a lot of the things that you talk about in the YouTube posts that you make. A lot of the advice, a lot of the things that you observe, I'm not saying this to be mean or anything, but a lot of the things that you say in your posts, you say that they are fact, but it also, the way you come and present it to the YouTube community, it can be considered as an opinion, and basically it's the presentation on how you present your ideas to the YouTube community that's going to determine what type of responses you're going to get from us. Basically, what I wanted to touch on is a piece that you said in this video here, where you said that you try to make it a conscious effort to distance yourself from attractive people, or I should say people that you consider to be reasonably good looking. My question to you is, what is the problem? Why do you feel that you cannot be around someone who looks better? I'm not trying to be mean, but looks better than you, or at least who you consider to look better than you. To me that doesn't make any sense, because you're saying that good looking people for the most part are conceited people. And again, we're going through that stage again where it's like you're generalizing or stereotyping people who you consider to be good looking, and that you're saying that you don't want to be around them because they think that they're better than everybody else. Well, one thing about it is that when we're talking about beauty and we're talking about conceitedness and good looking, first of all, if you're going to speak as an adult on the subject of attractiveness, you got to first of all think about it. True beauty does not express from what's on the outside. True beauty comes from what's inside. And when you're beautiful on the inside, it's like it comes out and shows on the outside. Basically, I say that to say this. You have a lot of people that look good on the outside, or who looks good to society. They got all the hair, all the curves, and all the muscles in the right place. But the minute they open their mouth, they don't even know how to carry on a decent conversation, or they may have a filthy mouth where they only use 4-letter words, and they don't come across as an intelligent human being. Those type of people makes themselves look very ugly, because number one, their mouth is just full of garbage. And no amount of makeup, no amount of muscles, no amount of working out can actually change that. Again, and then on the flip side, you have a lot of people that may not look good, but yet still they are very mannerable. They know how to carry on a conversation. They're very presentable and friendly. And for some reason, those are the type of people that attract, it's like honey. They attract people from all different walks of life. Those are the type of people that I like to be around, because number one, they're positive, and their positivity actually tends to rub off on you. Now, one thing about it is that it's been, I guess it's been like a proven fact that if you're around somebody and you cannot really give a basis as to why you don't want to be around them, but just to all of a sudden say, I don't want to be around you. First of all, there's an insecurity within yourself. I don't consider myself to be a very good looking person, but yet still I don't consider myself to be the best looking person as either. I can be around people that look good, or who I consider that looks better than me, because number one, I'm comfortable in my skin with who I am as a person. I'm not here to try, it's not like a popularity contest where I'm going to win money based on how I look. One thing about it is that I can be around all kinds of people, ugly or pretty or average people alike. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. But I'm not going to sit there and generalize and say people that look good are conceited, because guess what? That is not true for everybody. You know, you made a comment, I guess, in a couple of your past videos where you were going to actually start, you know, talking about more challenging issues, and you know, and not follow the same type of postings that you do regarding, you know, issues within the black community, you know, light skin versus dark skin, you know, the skinny jeans and stuff like this, you know, the prejudices and all this type of stuff that you post on here according to your opinion. And it's like you're starting to repeat that cycle again, you know, and that's not cool. But like I say, you know, more power to you. But one thing about it is that when you come up here and post issues that you want to talk about, and then turn around and say that it's a fact or a proven fact, you have to make sure that you know for yourself that you've studied the topic and that it is indeed a fact, and not something that is your opinion that you want to come off to us as being a fact. Because one thing about it is that when you keep doing that and people keep following your videos, they'll be able to, at one point or another, they'll be able to determine whether or not it's true and a fact, or it's just your opinion that you're trying to put off on the rest of the YouTube community as being a fact. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, knock your videos or whatever the case may be, because again, I'm not going to say that you are a bad person or that you don't know what you're talking about. You know, you have a lot to talk about because you've experienced a lot of things. I don't knock you from that, and I'm not taking that away from you. But one thing about it is that you have to be careful and conscious how you present those ideas and those things that you've been through to the YouTube community. Because if you come across in a condescending manner, then that condescending, that is like through that process that you voice your ideas and opinions to the community, you're going to turn around and get that back in response, in return. And like I said, you know, you can't get angry because, you know, again, this is YouTube, you know, and you can post your ideas, you know, and this, that, and the other, and that's what it's there for. But, you know, you say in there, you know, to take heed, as that little caption up under there, under the video. I encourage you as well to take heed to your own words, because one thing about it is that what I've learned is that when you sit back and actually preview your videos before you post them, you'll get an idea of how educated you may sound or how idiotic you may sound. Either of those two. There's no in between on this one. Because one thing about it is that, you know, you can tell a lot about a person when they open their mouth. That's why when I come up and post my stuff on what I'm going to post about, you best believe I'm going to try to think about what I speak about, you know, this, that, and the other. I'm not saying you don't do that, but one thing about it is that, you know, when you're trying to tackle more issues and then you've gotten permission from YouTube to expand the time frame on when you can get this completed, you have to make sure that whatever you say at the beginning of your videos, that you don't end up contradicting it towards the end when you're wrapping your thoughts and opinions up. Because if you don't, and people are going to actually catch on to that, and they're going to call you out on that. And when they call you out on it, they're not going to do it in an adult manner. I'm just going to leave it at that. But, you know, I'm not saying that to be mean or anything, you know, and, you know, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to stop watching your videos. You have a lot of things to say. Some of it is relevant. Some of it I do agree with. And, of course, then, you know, some of it I have to say, I wonder where he's getting this from, you know, and I have to do my own research. But I'm not saying any of this to be mean. I'm just saying, you know, when you are actually posting information, make sure that you say plain and clear, this is what I've been through. And because I've been through this, or I experienced this, this is what I think is going on. That would be more acceptable, and you may get a more constructive response from the YouTube community than being condescending and saying, well, this is the way it is because of this, that, and the other. I've been through this, so that means that everybody is like this because this is how they treated me. Everybody in this world is not against you. You have some people here and on YouTube that actually love your videos. Am I one of them? I'm not gonna make a comment on that. Like I say, it is what it is. You know, take what I have to say. If you get offended, I didn't mean any harm by it. I'm just voicing my opinion.